poor farmer and the wealthy merchant. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, lived a humble farmer named Ramesh. He worked tirelessly from sunrise to sunset, tending to his small patch of land. His home was a simple hut, and his belongings were few, but he was content with what little he had. Ramesh's greatest treasure was his family, a loving wife and two cheerful children. In the same village, there lived a wealthy merchant named Pratap. He owned sprawling estates, wore the finest clothes, and dined on lavish meals. Pratap had accumulated his wealth through trade, and while he was respected for his success, he was also known to be arrogant and dismissive of those less fortunate. One day, a severe drought struck the region. The crops withered and the streams dried up. Villagers began to struggle for food and water. Ramesh's small farm was no exception. Despite the hardship, he shared what little he had with his neighbors, believing that kindness in difficult times was a virtue. Pratap, on the other hand, guarded his granaries fiercely. "Why should I share what I have earned?" he scoffed when the villagers came asking for help. "It's not my fault they didn't prepare for hard times." As weeks passed, hunger and despair deepened in the village. One evening, Pratap found himself unable to sleep. From his mansion's balcony, he saw faint lights flickering in Ramesh's hut. Curiously, he decided to visit the farmer under the cover of darkness. When he arrived, he was surprised to see a small group of villagers gathered in Ramesh's hut, sharing a modest meal. They were laughing, telling stories, and expressing gratitude for Ramesh's generosity. Despite having so little, the farmer's home was filled with warmth and happiness. Pratap stood in the shadows watching in silence. His heart, long hardened by greed, began to soften. He realized that Ramesh's wealth was not in gold or land, but in the joy and trust he shared with others. The next morning, Pratap summoned the villagers and opened his granaries. "Take what you need," he announced. "I have been wrong to hoard my wealth while you suffered." From that day on, Pratap became a changed man. He worked alongside Ramesh to rebuild the village, ensuring everyone had enough to eat and drink. Together they proved that true wealth lies not in possessions but in the kindness and compassion we show to one another. Moral of the story is, true wealth is not measured by what we own but by the generosity we share and the love we give. Compassion and kindness enrich lives more than material possessions ever can. Please like, share, and subscribe.